just go out into the community and count 1, 2, 3, you're likely looking at a household that is in some way, shape, or form struggling to access housing. It's a very silent dilemma. You don't see when families are stacked up, a couple of households in one apartment complex. You don't always see somebody sleeping in their car, or they're temporarily in a hotel, draining their savings.
In the past, the state of Idaho has really only had to sing one sort of song when it came to housing, which is single-family homes.
Boise has been discovered. It's one of the fastest growing cities in the country. Statewide, that same experience is happening. The gap between who can access housing and who can't access housing based on means alone is just getting larger. We call it a downward spiral towards homelessness because we think there's interventions along the way that can prevent people from going all the way to homelessness.
This mass migration of people has caused us to think differently when it comes to housing and knowing that we need a greater diversity of housing. We can only do that with private-public partnerships with vested parties such as LEAP.
So my name is Peter Manning. I moved to Boise from Austin, Texas 7 years ago. With my wife and 2 kids. We subsequently became divorced, and I came here as a concert promoter and lost my job during COVID and the pandemic. Had on basically unstable housing for about 18 months, close to 2 years.
LEAP Housing is an affordable housing nonprofit in the community, and we focus on the creation and preservation of affordable housing. Whether it's the Welcome Housing program, we provide navigation programs for the Yes You Can program. We operate the resident-owned program. We're an affiliate of Rock USA. It's called LEAP Rock. And then really the areas where you're seeing probably the biggest growth with our organization is in the area of affordable housing development.
My real estate agent told me about the LEAP folks and what they were doing here. Quickly got approved for financing, and I was selected to be one of the residents, the first resident to move in.
And we're doing that through a strategy we refer to as the Community Land Trust model. There are so many benefits to homeownership. It's building a foundation for somebody like Peter that he's going to have this sort of cushion that is made up of equity in the home that he owns.
They are thinking about the long-term health of anyone who resides in any sort of LEAP-type project.
It allows me to think about the future. I can think about like 6 months down the line, 12 months down the line. I can think midterm, long-term now.
We believe that housing is sort of the base of everything else.
They are not only providing an amazing place for people to live, but creating and developing a physical environment where people take on the mindset that I am proud of where I live.
If we design it well and we make something that's conducive to living, there's a thriving that comes with that. We really have our eyes set on how do we deliver solutions in a way that makes a much bigger impact. The Treasure Valley had yet to have a community land trust focused on home ownership, and so we deployed the LEAP Housing Trust. We're thinking about households served, housing opportunities created. Our board has expanded our geographic territory. We're now thinking about the entire state of Idaho rather than just the Treasure Valley.
And my hope is that with successful projects that LEAP is pursuing in places like Mountain Home, that other smaller communities will begin conversations with LEAP.
We'll continue to innovate. We'll continue to lead in this community and across the state, but we're really going to be scratching at scale. How do we deliver these innovative strategies in a way that really make a difference to the maximum number of people in our community?
I see a lifetime community partnership with this type of development because we're not talking about the project today, we're talking about the project tomorrow and evermore.
All the solutions that we need to solve this really, really meaty challenge that's, in our opinion, the challenge of this generation. That's right here.
I'm just grateful I'm here. My family's safe. I'm probably the most grateful human being in Boise right now.